Hi, my name is Austin Israel, and today I'll be drawing my life. Um, I was born in Beaumont Hospital, where my parents were picking out a name for me, and they hadn't really found a name. It was even after I was born, and they were going through books, and they named the name Austin, and I started to laugh, so they decided that that was the name for me. After that, I was eventually moved out into an apartment, a two-bedroom apartment, which was pretty small, but it did because the family was not very large, so it was pretty good. I went to Roberts Elementary, and actually I hadn't went to Roberts Elementary yet. I was going to West Utica until I ended up getting kicked out of West Utica because I had a problem where I was accused of breaking some keyboards, which I never did, but I was blamed because I was the one who was assigned to the computer that it happened to. So I was blamed for that, and my dad didn't want me at that school anymore, and they weren't too fond of me. So I eventually moved, and with moving schools, I moved to a new house, which was a lot larger than the other house or apartment. It was a five-bedroom house that was on a lake. It was a big change, pretty much, and eventually the house was actually needed because right after that, my mom ended up getting pregnant with a little girl, and within 2 months, she got pregnant again with another little girl, which was pretty a big change because I had been an only child for my whole life, and I didn't know how it was gonna go, but it ended up being the greatest change in my whole life because my sisters are the most important thing almost my whole entire life. So that was a big deal, and um, along with moving, I met a lot of new friends. I met Sammy, Zach, and the thing was, Zach changed me a lot because after meeting him, I started to play a lot more video games because he was a heavy gamer at the time, and that was interesting because it took up a lot of my time from me not really playing any games to spending 5 or 6 hours on games a day. It was a very big change, which eventually kind of ended through high school, but I occasionally play games still. Um, some family had moved in, and with that happening, it was a big change. I had new role models, cousins who moved in with me, and it was a really big change. And so what came with that was a dog. I've always wanted a dog, and I finally got one when they had moved in. Which that kind of looks like a dinosaur, but not the best drawing. So I got a dog and new experiences, and that was pretty good. They eventually moved out. Then after they moved out, I had went to Matlow, which was also some new experiences because I was getting older, things were changing. I met new people, my friends changed. It was a really big change. And so after that, Mallow became trash and not a big deal anymore. It wasn't as much of the big thing because now everyone was going to Eisenhower, and it was all different about like mentality and thoughts. You need jobs for money. We're getting cars, and it was like the real world. And we're coming into Ike. So with Ike was new friends, changes, um, grades mattered, credits mattered, and that was a big deal because also I ended up getting kicked out, which was again a smack to the face that it was the real world now. I got kicked out for absences, and my grades had started to drop because of absences. But I kept D's, but I was mainly kicked out because of my absences, and they were insane, like 46 on excused in one class. So I was moved to online school, which in a online school it was really hard, and I developed a nickname, AI, which was going on through all of high school, practically because a kid named Blake, a really good friend of mine, had given me this name and it stuck, and everyone started calling me AI. Blake unfortunately moved to Colorado, and at this point, I miss my friends. I miss the experiences at Ike, so I kind of really worked myself, and I ended up going back to Ike, which was crazy, the amount of work I'd put in on online school to get back. It was not a walk in the park. It was one of the hardest things I ever did, but I wanted to prove something to myself and to others that I could go to college, get a good job. And before I was kind of just drifting and everything was really like easy to me. I didn't really care. I got kicked out for absences and nothing really mattered. It was just kind of just drifting. And so after that, I decided that I wanted to make something of myself, a little time stuff, and I wanted to be a different person and become a psychologist for children, which I still don't attend school that much, but I'm trying to change. And so that's the end.